Joining us now, Mark Leibovich, staff writer at The Atlantic and an MSNBC political contributor. Stuart Stevens is chief strategist for Mitt Romney's 2012 campaign, senior advisor at the Lincoln Project. Mark, there is this debate going on about whether Trump can even just use an executive order to end mail-in voting. What does all this mean?
Well, he can't use an executive order to end mail-in voting. I mean, first of all, the states generally oversee their own elections, and they're not bound by executive orders, and really no one is bound by any executive order because that's what, we have laws made in Congress and so forth. I mean, what's interesting about this is that the Republicans spent a great deal of effort in 2024 trying to get their voters to, in fact, vote by mail after Trump did so much to really poison the waters around voting by mail in the last election in 2020. This is something I guarantee you when he's talking like this, as he has been recently, state officials, Republican candidates, and so forth are just cringing because this is the kind of thing that could work pretty seriously against Republican candidates if, in fact, Republican voters think that they shouldn't be voting by mail, and lo and behold, they don't vote in person either, and it cost Republican candidates. So this is definitely something we've seen before, and it didn't end well for Republicans, and I'm sort of puzzled as to why Trump is trying it again.
Well, since you brought up elections officials in states, Stuart, Washington State conducts its elections entirely by mail, and our affiliate there spoke to elections officers in Spokane and Whitman counties. Let me play a little bit of what they said.
Going back to poll sites is really very archaic. Most of the counties have been doing vote by mail for 20 years.
If we eliminated mail-in voting, we're going to hurt the accessibility for some of those folks that live on the outskirts of our county.
So there you have it, Stuart. I mean, outskirts, rural voters tend to be Republican voters. We talk about that all the time. What are the potential consequences for Donald Trump and his Republican Party?
Well, first, I just have to pause here for a minute. I mean, Vladimir Putin said that this was a good idea, so Donald Trump is doing it. So, I mean, it just shows the degree to which the Republican Party has been compromised by Russia. I mean, Trump was elected with Russians, and now he's taking advice on how to run elections from a country that's never had a legal election. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. Mark's exactly right. This used to be a Republican stronghold. When I was coming up in the party, my old partner set up a program that was the gold standard of absentee voting. And it's something that Republicans prided themselves on. I mean, if Trump really believes that absentee voting, voting by mail, is fraud, he should resign. So should Mike Lee in Utah. That's where they have you can only vote by mail there. I mean, 18 states that allow no excuse absentee voting, which is just another word for mail-in voting, voted for Trump. So this whole thing is just nuts as a bunny. And this is probably what cost him these 2 seats in January 5th of 2021. And Mark's exactly right. I can promise you these state Republican parties are sitting around wanting a guy like, will you just shut up about this? Because this helps us win.
I've never heard the phrase nuts as a bunny. I have nothing against rabbits. I just want to put that out there. Mark, again, we've long thought about how Republicans have been pushing, especially recently, I think, again, the whole idea of mail-in voting. Just give you an example from Politico. Pennsylvania, leading up to the last election, spent $16 million in that state. In another battleground state, North Carolina, Republicans actually sent in more mail-in ballots last time, again, when Donald Trump won, than Democrats. Is Trump just undermining all that work?
Yes, he is. Well, first of all, I want to echo your endorsement of nuts as a bunny. It's a great expression. We should all use it. I do think
I'm taking it for my own.
Yeah, no, it's all yours. Look, it's Republicans made great ground up in 2024. Trump got a ton of votes this way. And of course, he's undermining Republicans here. And everyone sort of knows it. I don't know if it's part of some other nefarious agenda where he can maybe challenge Democratic victories and try to overturn them and sort of claim that if Republicans or if Democrats win a majority in the House, or Senate, it's illegitimate somehow, and then we have all kinds of chaos and God knows what. But yeah, this is definitely counterproductive, and it doesn't seem like it will go anywhere good for Republicans. And certainly, Trump, I'm not sure he knows what he's doing here, but he did it, so this is what he's up to.
Or even perhaps for democracy. Mark Leibovich, Stuart Stevens, thank you both.